Alex Carter had traveled farther than any human in his family ever dreamed. He was no soldier or explorer. He was a diplomat, trained to speak calmly, listen carefully, and survive meetings that lasted longer than most space journeys. Still, nothing in his training prepared him for the world of the Virelians. Their planet, Viral Prime, glowed like a living jewel in space. Vast crystal plains reflected soft blue light into the sky. Floating structures drifted gently above the ground, held up by technology that humans still barely understood. Everything shimmered, as if the planet itself was breathing. Alex stood at the landing platform, adjusting the collar of his formal uniform. Around him, a small human delegation waited in silence. No one wanted to be the first to speak. The air felt heavy, not dangerous, but important. The Virelians were not hostile. In fact, they were polite and deeply logical. But they were also ancient, proud, and very serious about tradition. This meeting mattered. For decades, humanity had tried to enter the wider galactic community. Some species welcomed humans, others watched them carefully. The Virelians did both. They admired human creativity but questioned human emotional choices. They had invited Alex not just to talk, but to judge humanity's future role. A soft hum filled the air as the Virelian Council arrived. They were tall and slender, with smooth, translucent skin that glowed faintly from within. Long tendrils flowed from their heads instead of hair, moving slowly as if guided by unseen currents. Their eyes were large and dark, filled with quiet intelligence. Alex bowed slightly, following the cultural guide he had studied for weeks. "On behalf of Earth," he said clearly, "I thank you for welcoming us." The lead council member stepped forward. His voice was calm, almost musical. "Human Alex Carter," the alien said. "You stand here not as a speaker of words, but as a carrier of intent. We wish to understand your people." Alex nodded. "Then I will answer honestly." The first days passed with discussion, shared history, and careful observation. The Virelians asked about human wars, human art, human mistakes. They also asked about human kindness, sacrifice, and curiosity. Alex answered everything. At night, alone in his assigned chamber, Alex wondered how humans appeared to them. Loud, brave, reckless. He knew humans were imperfect, but he also believed humanity deserved a place among the stars. On the fourth day, something unexpected happened. Alex was invited to a private cultural exchange, a rare honor. Only one human could attend. Inside a quiet crystal hall, he met Leora. She stood near a pool of glowing liquid light, studying a floating pattern of symbols. When she turned, Alex froze for just a moment. Her appearance was unusual, even by alien standards. Her skin was lighter than other Virelians, almost pearly. The tendrils around her head were shorter and marked with soft gold patterns. Her eyes reflected light differently, like polished glass. Alex felt his breath catch, not from fear but from surprise. Leora noticed his pause. "You are uncomfortable," she said gently. Alex straightened. "No, just adjusting." She tilted her head, studying him with open curiosity. "You humans change expression often," she said. "It is difficult to tell your thoughts." Alex smiled slightly. "That's fair. We struggle with that too." To his surprise, Leora laughed. The sound was soft but warm. As they talked, Alex realized she was intelligent, thoughtful, and curious about humans, not as a political subject but as people. She asked about Earth's oceans, music, and why humans risked so much for ideas they believed in. "Because ideas shape who we become," Alex said. Leora considered this. "Then humans are still becoming." "Yes," Alex replied, "every day." Their conversation lasted hours. When it ended, Alex felt lighter, more hopeful than he had since arriving. But hope did not prepare him for what came next. The following day, the council gathered again, this time with ceremonial symbols glowing around the chamber. The atmosphere felt different, formal. Heavy with meaning, the lead council member spoke. Human Alex Carter, you have shown honesty, restraint, and adaptability. These traits are rare. Alex nodded respectfully. The Virelian people seek not only agreements, the council continued, but bonds that endure beyond written words. Alex's chest tightened slightly. Bonds sounded serious. There exists, the council member said, an ancient method of alliance. Alex felt every eye in the chamber turn toward him. A union, the alien said calmly, formed through shared life paths. Alex's mind raced. A union, he repeated carefully. Yes, the council replied. A marriage. The word echoed inside Alex's head. Marriage, not a treaty. Not a pact. Marriage. Before Alex could respond, the council gestured toward the entrance. Leora stepped forward, calm and composed. She is our daughter, the council member said. Leora of Viral. Alex's heart pounded. He looked at Leora, searching her expression. She met his gaze without fear. This is a choice, she said quietly. Not a command. Alex swallowed. The council explained. Virelians believed true peace came from shared lives, not shared paper. When two beings from different worlds chose to walk together, their civilizations learned to trust one another. Refusing was allowed, but it would mean the alliance would remain distant, uncertain, and fragile. Accepting would change everything. Alex asked for time. Granted a single night, he walked alone through the glowing gardens of Viral Prime. He thought of Earth, of humanity's struggles, of how often humans were judged only by their past mistakes. This was not just about him. It was about showing the galaxy that humans could commit, not just with words but with courage. When dawn came, Alex returned to the council. I accept, he said clearly. A ripple of light passed through the chamber. The Virelians were silent, not shocked, but deeply attentive. Leora stepped closer. You understand, she said, that our ceremony is not symbolic. Alex nodded. Humans don't grow by avoiding change. For the first time, Leora smiled openly. Preparations began immediately. News spread through both delegations. Some humans were confused. Some worried. Others watched in awe. No one had expected this path. Alex felt fear, but also purpose. As the first ceremonial lights ignited across the city, the alliance of two worlds moved forward. And none of them yet understood what the ceremony would truly awaken. The day of the ceremony arrived, and the air on Viral Prime felt alive. The city glowed brighter than usual, as though the planet itself was aware of the event. Floating crystals reflected sunlight in dazzling patterns, and soft winds carried the faint hum of energy that the Virelians generated naturally. Humans had never seen anything like it. Alex Carter walked carefully toward the Temple of Luminous Unity, the site of the ceremony. The temple floated above a sparkling lake that shimmered with hues of blue and gold. Bridges of light stretched across the water, connecting the ground to the temple. Human delegates followed in silence, their eyes wide with wonder. They had been briefed about Virelian culture, but nothing could prepare them for the beauty of the ceremony site. Leora waited at the center of the temple, her tendrils glowing faintly, reflecting her calm confidence. Her pearly skin shimmered with soft light, and her eyes held a warmth that made Alex's nerves settle slightly. Despite her alien appearance, he felt a strange sense of connection. Alex, she said, her voice soft, are you ready? He swallowed, nodding. As ready as I can be. The Virelian council entered the temple in ceremonial robes, their forms glowing faintly as they moved. They radiated authority and tranquility, a mix of power and elegance. Every step they took made the crystal floor hum softly. Alex followed the guide's instructions as best he could. Humans were not accustomed to the complex movements of Virelian rituals. The dance, the posture, the energy exchanges, it all seemed like a puzzle. But Leora guided him patiently, her tendrils brushing against his arm occasionally in a gesture of reassurance. The first part of the ceremony was the life resonance, where both participants shared a pulse of energy. The Violians believed that understanding another being's energy created trust and unity stronger than words. Alex placed his hands near hers as the council instructed. A faint glow began between them. He could feel warmth radiating, not from heat but from a strange, deep connection. His heartbeat matched the rhythm of the glowing energy, and for a moment everything else disappeared. "You are doing well," Leora whispered, her eyes sparkling. "Humans often hesitate, but you are open." Alex nodded, focused. He could feel the energy spreading through him, vibrating gently in his bones, connecting him to the temple, to Leora, and to something bigger he could not yet understand. Once the life resonance ended, the council guided them to the Oath of Harmony. They spoke words in the Violian language, complex and melodic. Alex repeated them slowly, careful to match the sounds. Every word felt important, like a key unlocking a new level of understanding. As they spoke, the light around them grew brighter. Humans in the audience gasped. The energy was not dangerous, but it was powerful, like watching two rivers merge into a glowing lake. Next came the dance of unity. Alex had practiced some of the steps with Leora, but seeing the full ceremony was overwhelming. The temple itself seemed to respond. Crystals above their heads spun slowly, casting rainbows across the floor. Streams of energy flowed from the couple, spiraling into the sky. Alex stumbled slightly, but Leora caught his hand. "Do not fear," she said. "Feel the rhythm, feel me." He followed her movements, and soon a strange calm settled over him. He realized the dance was not about perfection, it was about connection. Every gesture, every step, every glance built a silent bridge between them. From the audience, human observers were silent, watching a scene that seemed magical. Some whispered among themselves, unsure how to describe what they saw. The energy, the lights, and the harmony made them realize that humans were not just negotiating, they were participating in something extraordinary. The final part of the ceremony was the energy merge. This stage was reserved for the most important unions, and it was a moment that could leave both participants forever changed. The council instructed Alex and Leora to close their eyes and focus on each other's presence. Alex felt a surge of warmth, stronger than before. He realized he could sense Leora's emotions, her calm, her curiosity, her trust, and she, in turn, seemed to sense him. For the first time, he understood a small part of the Violian belief. That life was more than flesh and blood. It was energy, connection, and understanding. The glow between them intensified. It spread outward, wrapping around the temple, the floating bridges, and even the surface of the lake below. Human delegates stepped back, awed. This was not just a ceremony. It was a display of something beyond technology, beyond power, beyond words. Alex felt fear for a moment. What if he could not handle it? But Leora squeezed his hand, and the energy settled into a steady pulse. He realized that it was not dangerous. It was part of them now, a bond forming that neither time nor distance could break. The council observed silently, nodding in approval. This was rare. Humans were unpredictable, emotional, and often reckless, but Alex had proven that they could rise to the occasion. The Violians were impressed, not with his strength, but with his openness, his courage, and his willingness to embrace something completely foreign. When the energy merge ended, the temple was bathed in soft golden light. Alex opened his eyes and looked at Leora. She smiled, her glow fading to a gentle shimmer. "You have done well," she said, "not just for the ceremony but for both our peoples." Alex nodded, still feeling the lingering warmth of the energy merge. He realized that he had changed, not physically, but in a deeper way. He felt more connected, more aware, more capable of understanding perspectives beyond his own. For the first time, he also realized something about humanity. Humans were adaptable. Humans could thrive in alien cultures, not just survive. They could build bridges where others saw walls. And perhaps, just perhaps, Humans could impress the galaxy not with weapons or machines, but with courage, empathy, and openness. The human delegates approached cautiously. Their faces were a mix of awe and relief. I don't even know what to say," one whispered. "Me neither," another admitted. This is beyond anything we expected." Alex looked at them, then at Leora. "It is not about words," he said quietly. "It is about understanding." The council members nodded, satisfied. The union was complete. It was not just a personal bond. It was a symbol. A symbol of what humans could achieve when they faced the unknown with courage and respect. That night, as the floating temple shimmered against the stars, Alex and Leora walked together across the glowing bridges. Humans and Violins alike watched in silence, realizing that something extraordinary had happened. Alex looked at Leora and said, I never thought I could feel like this during a ceremony." She laughed softly. "Neither did I." "But you were ready when it mattered," he smiled. "And you made it easier than I could have imagined." They reached the edge of the temple, overlooking the sparkling lake below. Lights reflected off the water, and the city shimmered in the distance. Alex felt a sense of pride, not for himself, but for humanity. Humans had done more than survive. They had shown that they could connect, understand, and thrive in ways even the galaxy did not expect. Leora looked at him, her eyes bright. "Tomorrow we will meet with the council again, but tonight let us simply be here." Alex nodded, feeling a rare peace. He realized that this moment was more than personal. It was a promise of the future, of cooperation, respect, and human potential. And as they stood together, bathed in the soft glow of Viral Prime, both human and alien observers understood the same truth. Humans were not just adaptable, they were extraordinary. The ceremony was over, but its effects had only just begun. The morning after the ceremony, the city of Viral Prime was unusually quiet. Normally, the floating crystal structures shimmered with constant activity, and Violians moved gracefully through their luminous streets. But today the air was filled with anticipation. Something had changed, something subtle yet undeniable. Alex Carter awoke in his quarters, the soft glow of the city reflecting on his uniform. He felt different, not just tired from the ceremony, but lighter, more aware. A small hum of energy pulsed through him, almost like a heartbeat that was not entirely his own. Leora was waiting outside his door. Her tendrils glimmered in the morning light, and her translucent skin caught the sun in soft golden hues. She smiled warmly. "Good morning, Alex," she said. "I hope you slept well." "I think I did," he replied, though he still felt a strange resonance from the ceremony. "But something feels different." "That is normal," Leora said. "The energy merge leaves traces. It is subtle at first, but you may notice changes in perception, in your connection to the world." Alex nodded, though he did not yet fully understand what she meant. The two of them walked to the council hall, a massive structure floating above the main city. Humans had been allowed only limited access to this space, but today, Alex knew, everything would be different. The hall was filled with both Violian and human delegates. The council waited in silent attention, their glowing forms reflecting calm authority. Humans looked around nervously, unsure what to expect. Alex stepped forward, Leora at his side. He felt the pulsing energy again, softer now, integrated into him. It gave him a sense of clarity. He could almost sense the emotions of those around him: curiosity, awe, even hesitation. The lead council member spoke first. His voice, melodic and calm, echoed through the hall. "Humans have long been unpredictable," he said. "They have shown courage in war, creativity in science, and resilience in hardship. But today, we have witnessed something else." He paused, eyes resting on Alex and Leora. "They have demonstrated understanding. They have shown that connection, respect, and courage can bridge worlds." Alex felt a quiet pride, though he knew it was not just his achievement. Humanity had the potential, but he had acted as their representative. The council gestured and one of the Violian researchers stepped forward. She projected a field of energy around Alex. The human delegates gasped. "What is this?" one whispered. The lead council member explained. "The energy merge leaves marks. Those who participate in the ceremony carry traces of Violian energy. Alex Carter now exhibits resonance, heightened awareness, empathy, and subtle abilities to perceive energy flows." Alex looked at his hands. A faint glow pulsed under his skin, almost like veins of light. He flexed his fingers, feeling the strange sensation of energy responding to his movements. "You're changing," whispered one human observer. "Is he going to survive this?" Alex smiled faintly. "I feel fine, stronger actually, and connected. That's the word I would use." The council nodded. This connection is significant. It allows humans and Violians to understand each other in ways words alone cannot. It is a gift and a responsibility. Leora reached for Alex's hand. "You carry it well," she said. "And humanity may benefit from it too if you choose to share what you have learned." Alex took a deep breath. "I will. Humanity deserves the chance to grow just as you have grown by trusting me." The humans in the hall looked at each other. They had come expecting a diplomatic ceremony. Instead, they saw the potential of humans themselves. They realized that humans were not weak or unpredictable. They were adaptable, brave, and capable of achieving harmony where others might fail. Outside the hall, news spread quickly across the city. Citizens, both human and Violian, felt the lingering energy from the ceremony. Those with sensitive perception noticed a subtle shift. Humans were no longer just visitors. They were participants in the galaxy, able to understand and harmonize with other species in ways few thought possible. Alex and Leora spent the next days learning together. She taught him more about Violian energy, culture, and history. He shared human stories, art, and ideas. The two of them discovered a unique rhythm to their partnership, each learning from the other, each growing stronger and wiser. One afternoon, while walking over the floating city gardens, Alex noticed something remarkable. "I can feel it now," he said quietly. "Not just your energy, Leora, but the city, the council, the planet. It's like I can sense their intentions." Leora nodded, smiling. "Yes. The energy merge is not just about us. It connects those who are open to it. Humans who embrace understanding can grow in ways even we did not expect." Alex realized that humanity's reputation had been cautious at best. Many species thought humans reckless or immature. Yet here he was, standing among a civilization that had survived for millennia, respected for their wisdom, and humans had impressed them, not with weapons but with courage, empathy, and the willingness to embrace the unknown. That evening, Alex addressed both delegations. His voice was calm but confident. "Humanity has traveled far, not just across space, but across understanding. We come to learn, to respect, and to build. The ceremony yesterday was not just a union between me and Leora, it is a union between our peoples. And I promise we will honor it with integrity, courage, and openness." The hall was silent, and then slowly applause, first from the Violians, then from the humans, filled the space. Alex felt a surge of warmth. This was more than a ceremonial success. This was a signal to the galaxy. Humans could rise to challenges and thrive in harmony with others. Over the following weeks, Alex noticed other changes in himself. He could sense faint energy patterns in nature, how the floating crystals interacted with the environment, the flow of currents in the glowing lakes, and even subtle emotional energy in those around him. Humans nearby began to notice that he was calmer, wiser, and capable of making decisions with both intellect and intuition. Violians began studying humans more closely. They found that humans' adaptability and creativity were unmatched. The energy merge had revealed that humans could integrate with other civilizations in ways that even Violians, with their long lifespans and careful planning, sometimes struggled to achieve. Alex realized something extraordinary. The galaxy had underestimated humanity. One evening, while standing on a bridge above the lake, Leora turned to him. "Alex, do you understand now?" she asked softly. "Yes," he replied. "Humans are more than we seem. We can face challenges, adapt, and even thrive where others might fail. And we can impress the galaxy not by fighting but by showing courage, empathy, and understanding." Leora smiled. "Then you are ready for the next step. Together, we will lead our peoples not just to survive but to grow stronger, and the galaxy will notice." Alex took her hand, feeling the warmth of the energy still flowing between them. "Then let's do it," he said. "Not as representatives, not as diplomats, but as humans and Violians who can build something extraordinary." From that day forward, Alex and Leora became more than a union of two individuals. They became a symbol that humans could face the unknown and emerge stronger, that humanity could rise above fear, adapt to alien worlds, and connect deeply with other species. The Violians realized something important too. Humans were not just another species. They were unpredictable, yes, but also courageous, innovative, and capable of harmony on a scale few had imagined. And for Alex, the lesson was simple. Humans had potential not because of what they controlled, but because of what they could give: courage, understanding, and the willingness to embrace the unknown. The galaxy had watched. And now the galaxy had learned. Never underestimate humanity. After marrying the alien's odd-looking daughter, they were speechless when the ceremony ended.